Today we're talking about spiritual gifts. Do you know that the book of Wikipedia says that there are so many spiritual gifts that it would be too difficult to list them all. There are so many things that work in the psychic ability realm that it's difficult to put it all down in words. There are some people that are so unique in what they do that it's difficult to pinpoint or to put them all on the ground. But I'm going to give you a list, or at least part of a list. There's the apportation, the materialization, the disappearance, or the teleportation of an object. There's aura reading. My daughter had an aide who was an aura reader, and she was extraordinarily good at it. Um, I remember the first time I saw an aura, it was like, oh, what the heck is that? I couldn't believe it. I mean, I saw a purple glow coming from this woman, and I was thinking, something must be wrong with her. And then I started to learn about auras. And I don't see auras around everybody, but when I look for them or when I ask to see them, I'm able to project and and I can see auras around people. And it's very interesting because each color means a different thing. Automatic writing. Now, up until a couple of weeks ago, I didn't even know what automatic writing was, but it's what I do when I read a photograph. I look at the photograph and then I just start to type, and it just happens. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why, don't ask me to teach you how to do it because I can't. You're either born with it or you're not. But auto, automatic writing is writing produced without conscious thought. There's astral projection or mental projection, an out of body experience in which an astral body becomes separated from the physical body and you are brought to another realm, another plane, or to another place. I think that one's real interesting. And I've experienced that one a couple of times, not very many, but I have experienced it. Um, to the point to where I could hear, smell, and feel the rocks under my feet. There is bilocation or multilocation, being in multiple places at the same time. Ooh, I'd like to be able to master that one. There's clairvoyance or second sight, which is the perception outside the known human senses. When my daughter was about 10 or 11 years old, she was at a field trip in the French Quarter of New Orleans. And there was an older black woman who was blind who followed her around with her cane and yelled, "This girl has the sight. This girl has the sight." And she was right. She had it. Um, there is, um, wait a minute, I can pull my list down. There is, dowsing, using the dowsing rod to ask questions, and then the dowsing rod will cross for either yes or no. There is empathetic healing, healing by empathic um, ability. You'll actually be able to feel the pain in others and bring healing for it. And of course, there's the gift of empathy, where you are an empath, where you are able to feel the emotions and feelings and sensations that others feel. There's faith healing, diagnosing and curing diseases using a religious devotion. There's levitation, bodily levitation and flying. Now, I have personally never seen this, but I've heard that a lot of people who are really firm in their faith and in their religious belief that get into a trance, um, meditative state. And as they do, they are able to levitate. There is hydrokinesis. I have trouble saying that word. Kinesis, and that is the manipulation of water. There is mediumship or channeling, the ability to communicate with spirits, the ability to talk to them and to give messages to loved ones, and to be able to, to channel that spirit. There's precognition, which is premonition. Was asking about that one, well, that one the other day, because I know a lot of people have premonitions, and they always say, "Oh, it was just nonsense," but it's not. Premonition is one of the psychic gifts. Um, and I lost my place. There's psychic surgery, where you're able to see. I think this is fascinating, and I've heard this story from a couple of girls at the hospital that told me it happened right before their very eyes, and it was the most unusual thing they'd ever seen in their lives. They were able to remove um, something from someone's body by their ability of by their psychic ability. Um, Psychokinesis or psychoscopy, obtaining information about a person or object, usually by touching or concentrating on the object, on a related object. A lot of people who help policemen um, solve cases have this ability. They pick up an object and they can tell something from the object. Um, Remote viewing, gathering information at a distance. Retrocognition or postcognition, perception of past events. Telepathy, transfer of thought, word, and emotion in either direction. The list goes on and on and on. There's so many things that people are able to do. And it is so interesting to me to know that there are so many gifts. I'm going to place these, some of these on, I'm going to put them in post, and I want you to share your experiences in these gifts if you have these abilities. And if you don't, share what you've seen or what you know. It's so that we can be encouraged and understand more about what these gifts are and how they work.